Good morning, my little friends. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Allow me to tune you into our vibration. I love you so much. Oh my gosh. Feeling very heady. Feeling very heady. There's like this pressure happening on this area of my head. Let me just do that. Good morning, collective. Let me tune your biofield. Let me tune the biofield. I don't know. I feel a pressure. I feel this weird pressure that could be very relevant to what we're going to talk about. Good morning, everybody. So happy to be here. Hello, Paul. Oh my God. England, UK, Paul. We're talking about Amy Winehouse today. We're going to connect with her. I got my 3 for me, and she's from the UK. That's 4 now. She really wants to come through. I actually was very pinched off at receiving the 3 for me for her. I don't know why. I when I look back now that I've received 3, maybe that's what's pinching me off. I don't know. I've received actually many signs that she wanted to talk since I've asked her to come through. And so happy that you're here. Thank you, Paul C, for being here. Good morning. So we'll get into that first. Hello, my name is Patience. I'm your favorite psychic spirit medium, host of Spirit News on Spotify, 2222 on the clock, where we teach you about your non-physical energy and we help usher in the new energy where we're shifting consciousness in the new golden age from the head to the heart, and we are activating our heart consciousness. She was a legend. She was loved. Yes, I'm so happy and honored to bring her through. Truly, truly am. Every celebrity that was here on earth that has passed over that wants to come through, I'm happy to bring through, or any loved one, anyone who calls. I do the celebrities because a lot of them we don't really know the truth about them, and a lot of the times the truth is what sets you free. It helps us to understand emotions and what they went through, and I don't know, I find that really fascinating. Hello, Alan. I find that really fascinating. So it helps with my spiritual development. It helps us understand things from a higher perspective. It helps us understand their side of things, because we often put celebrities on a pedestal and we don't allow them to be human, So I don't know. I just find it very interesting. So anyway, my name is Patience. I'm a child psychic. I came here. Yes, I do believe in God. I do. I 100% know that there is a creator of us, and I don't believe that they're just a man. I think they're both. I think they're a man and a woman. I don't think it's a gender. I think it's an energy, and it's pure positive energy. And 2222 again. Oh my gosh. I believe God is an energy and a consciousness, and so I am learning how to tap into that, and we teach you over on Spirit News on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Amazon Music, on iHeartRadio. You can find all of those links to all of our that's awesome, Amanda. I'm glad that you're here then. I'm glad that you're here, that we resonate together. Hello, Lord. APPU. So if you want to follow any of our socials, please do so. We'd love to have you. All are welcome, none are rejected. You can find all of our... Oh my gosh. Someone doesn't want us to do this reading. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had a couple things come through before I started to get situated. Yeah, this black, first of all, Spirit said black magic and Vatis. But don't worry, we're protected. Archangel Michael is here protecting
100.
us 100 from any harm or danger that may come to us physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. So don't worry, we are divinely protected. Here to bring messages, whether they want them to come through or not. Okay, so I was got my three for me for Amy Winehouse, and if you watch me, you know that I do. If it's three, it's for me. I'm doing my spiritual development, my psychic development, my childhood psychic gift. I'm learning it again at age 41 because I repressed it. And so we're learning how to speak to spirit and do our protection and
Nicely.
and have relationship with spirit. And so three for me is I ask the spirit that wants to come through if they're in a healed place and they're in a place of love and light and they're ready to say their message. Oh, 44, good for you. 44. That's I've been seeing 44 everywhere. 144 everywhere. Three is for me. I ask for three signs that the spirit wants to speak, that the loved one wants to speak, that the whoever the energy is wants to speak, and then I wait. I patiently wait and I observe and I receive and I stay in a receptive mode and I do all my prayers and my meditations and all the things that's required of me that Spirit is teaching me to do to be in a receptive mode. And we teach you that on Spirit News. We share all of our knowledge and wisdom. And so got them. I got three. I actually got the third one last night. And well, like I said, I had many, but three that like stuck out to me that I was like, oh, okay. The first one was I got a message by one of my very loved subscribers that follows me. I love her so much. Her name's Robin. She has her own channel, Robin's Realm Readings, if you want to go check her out and get a reading from her. And so do we ask you to bring on a loved one? You can. I'm learning my mediumship. You definitely can if you want to email me, but right now we're gonna bring through Amy Winehouse and see what she wants to tell us about our human experience. So the first three for me was from Robin. She sent me a message and she said that Amy Winehouse had once come to her and she got a little like nugget of information and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like of all celebrities or people to come through, you know, and that me and Robin are connected, that's definitely one. And then I had gotten a message, the necrometer, Spirit said on the necrometer, find something pink. And that just stuck in my head for weeks now. It's been about 3 weeks. And I'm like, find something pink. And I was trying not to like be too analytical about it because that cuts you off 3-3. That cuts you off from receiving when you're trying to analyze something too much. So I was just trying to like say, okay, whatever shows up, I'll be observing. And then last night we noticed that the new Squid Games was out and the season 2 of Squid Games on Netflix. And so we were watching it and being in my receptive mode, knowing that to find something pink, there's a location in that show that is the Pink Hotel where everything is pink in there. And so I was like, oh my God, find something pink. And then she has the song, Find Me in the Hotel at Night. The Pink Hotel. Find Me in the Hotel. So I was like, that's three. Boom. And then Paul's from the UK. So definitely here. Thank you so much, Amy Winehouse, for being here. I'm so happy to bring the messages forward. Oh, the blast. If you're not going to be nice, I'm going to get you out of here. Okay. You can say whatever you want. It's okay. But if you're not going to say anything nice and you're going to project negative energy, I have to get you out. And I don't want to do that. I want everybody to receive whatever it is they need to receive. But you got to behave. Okay? I'll give you one more chance. So I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for all the likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. Make sure you hit that like button so people find us in the algorithm so they receive our kind of healing should they need it. Again, find all of our socials through the description, through the link tree. We have put all that there for you. Please follow us on our TikTok. We leave little spirit nuggets and we have an energy healing experiment for our knee if you want to partake in that. If you want to see how that's going, it's going very well. Need a voice, mad. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna do my job. Thank you so much, Amy Winehouse. Holy Divine Spirit, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones, please bring through Amy Winehouse. If she's in a place of healing and she's in a place of love and she's ready to share her message, I am inviting her into my energy field and is protected by Archangel Michael. And I am excited to bring her forward so we can understand her human perspective from a higher view, getting a higher perspective of her linear view. Let's do it. All right, let's start this off by, let me just go into a little moment of silence while I shuffle these cards to just kind of honor the energy. Something about Saturn. Something about...
I don't know.
Ambition. She didn't know.
When it happens.
When it happens. There's some kind of restriction. There's some kind of restriction. It could have affected her health. Some kind of discipline, structure. It affected her ambition. Yeah. It affected her ambition. Oh, Haji! Hey, friend! Good morning! Thank you for being here.
I died.
Yes, we know you died. We know. A sudden change. There was some kind of... She didn't have discipline or structure when it came to her ambition. There's something that was restricting her that affected her. It could have affected her skin, teeth, bones, gallbladder, spleen, and her right ear. Something about Scorpio. Yeah, some kind of anxiety. Some kind of anxiety issue. Oh, someone's hitting my throat chakra. Unpack. Okay, Spirit said something she couldn't unpack. All right. Where do you want us to go, Amy? Music cards? All right. I have these music cards, these trivia. We'll see. Tell us more. What is this restriction you felt? Some kind of anxiety. Something that she never unpacked that affected her structure and her discipline. And eventually affected her originality. She rebelled. There's something about like some kind of fork in the road when it came to this feeling. Incredible. Oh, thank you. There's something that there's some kind of fork in the road that she couldn't get over. Something she couldn't unpack. Something she couldn't look at. Something that affected her. Something that made her rebel against doing what was best for her. It was like easier for her to restrict herself, to cut herself off from something, from abundance, from expansion. All right, tell us more. Tell us more. Thank you so much, Amy, for being with us. I'm honored. Truly honored. Something subconscious. Something that stopped her regeneration process. The thing is, if you're not healing and if you're not expanding, if you're not progressing forward, it harbors aggression and resentment, and it keeps you in a place where you can't create, where you can't evolve. And if you can't evolve, you can't achieve things. You can't empower yourself. So it kind of feels like that. Something that held her back, something she couldn't unpack. Something that kept her mad, angry, aggressive. What made you angry? Oh. 2011. Name that year. Carly Rae Jepsen released her single "Call Me Maybe," and PJ Harvey released her album "Let England Shake." Call Me Maybe and Let England Shake. That was in 2011. Call Me Maybe, Let England Shake. Robbie Williams' first Quit Take That pop singer. Dua Lipa was born, and Pulp released their album Different Class. Wow, this is like really phrased weird. There's something about confusion. There's something about some kind of something that made her confused, or feel like confused, that made her mix stuff up.
1990s.
1990s. And this is 1995. Different class. There could have been something that happened in 1995 that mixed her up, that different class. She may have been part of like a lower class.
The local wildlife.
Go wildlife.
Damages.
So there may have been something that happened when she was in 1995. I don't know how old she would have been, but definitely younger. She may have always wanted to be a singer. I think that she may have felt very old in her body, like very confused, like she felt displaced in her body or something, like an old soul in a human body. And you know, when I was doing my meditation, she came to me and she looked resentful. I told you she had anger.
Hello.
Yeah, I told you she was very angry. When she came to me in my meditation I just did a second ago, when I connect with loved ones, they don't show up as what they were when they were human, if that makes sense. They show up as their true, like, non-physical energy, which is like always some big energy. It's always big. And she came up kind of like a humanoid bird. Very flowy, very graceful, very like light on her feet, very like she was like, oh, like very, oh, like that. And
70.
and her and it's like she's a very old soul. She's a very old soul, and she came into her body having a gift, and she felt very displaced, a different class. She felt very different. It made her confused. It made her confused. It gave her anxiety. She couldn't be herself. Something like that. All right. I'm new to these trivia cards, so I'm challenging myself, but I'm getting Let England Shake. Let me look this up. Let England Shake lyrics. PJ Harvey. The West asleep, let England shake, weighed down with silent dead. I fear our blood won't rise again, won't rise again. England's dancing days are done. Another day, Bobby, for you to come home and tell me indifference is won. Smile, smile, Bobby, with your lovely mouth. Pack up your troubles. And Spirit said, unpack. Pack up your troubles. She couldn't unpack her troubles out of her head. To the fountain of death and splash about. Swim back and forth, laugh out loud. And the birds are silent. I cannot make it up, you guys. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. Until the day is ending and the birds are silent and the insects are courting, and by the shores heavy stones are falling. Smile, smile, Bobby, with your lovely mouth. Pack up your troubles and let's head out to the fountain of death and splash about. Swim back and forth, back, back, laugh out loud. Didn't I just say she came to me as a bird and the birds are silent and the insects are courting? Uh, She felt very, there was something going on where she felt like she had to be fake ever since a young age. She felt like she had to be something that she's not. She felt very uncomfortable in her skin. She felt like she couldn't, she was indifferent, you know, it was like a conflicting energy. It feels like I feel like this, but I'm presenting this or something like that. So she always felt like she had to force her smile. It was always a battle. It felt like she always had to put some kind of smile on or like show. She always had to like be a show or something. Something that didn't match how she truly felt inside or something. Okay. Yeah, that maybe that's this card. Look, it's like, but it was upside down. Upside down, it looks a little more worried. It was always like, you know, she just felt kind of different.
Periods.
Periods. Spirit said periods with an S. Something about menstruation? I don't know. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. All right. What should I do? Should I do trivia? Amy, what do you want me to do? Trivia? We'll do some trivia. Let me pick a color. Amy was born male? I don't know. I don't know about that, but definitely some kind of, or maybe she felt like a male. Maybe she felt like a male. Maybe she had gender dysmorphia, where she felt like a male. That could be possible. Or she felt like she should be a male and maybe didn't tell anybody. That could be very possible. It's definitely a subconscious, something she couldn't unpack. She felt different. I don't know if she was just an old soul and had like a lot of awareness. I'm not sure yet. All right, I have orange and yellow, so we'll do orange first. All right, Amy, tell me. What emotional behavior is bemoaned by Roy Orbison, Don McLean, and Jay and the Americans? Which is so funny because they're all men and they're all singers. What emotional behavior is bemoaned? Crying. And it says yes right here. Boys don't cry? Boys don't cry. I think that Amy Winehouse felt like she should be a boy. Because I have Prince here, boys don't cry, and yes. And I had who led the British group Traffic? Steve Winwood. And British, and Amy Winehouse is British. What show tune opens brand new state, gonna treat you great? I think that Amy Winehouse felt like she should be a boy. Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if she actually was a boy or she just felt like a boy, but it would explain her exaggerated female features that she would do, like the big hair and the big liner and the big heels, and it was almost like what a stereotypical, like what you would want to look like ultra feminine, but not feel feminine. It's like she didn't feel feminine. Interesting.
During the night.
Train if you're gonna be naughty.
Yes, there is.
Found out and it affected her greatly. Hence the no menstruation. Well, see, I don't know. Spirit just said yes, there is. I think she had menstruation. I think she was born a female, but she felt like she should be a male, and she was trying to live this life like a female, but hollow tree trunk. But it made her feel hollow. It made her feel hollow because she didn't feel like she should be a girl. That's what I'm getting. I think she was born a female, but she just didn't feel female. Yellow. What color tango? What color tango helped make Leroy Anderson famous in 52? Blue. It made her blue. It depressed her. Imagine getting famous and successful and not even feeling like you can be yourself in your own skin because you never felt like you could be yourself to begin with. Wow.
At the end.
At the end. Wow.
Figures between the trees.
All right. I'm gonna pick a pink one because she told me to find something pink. Yeah, it's like, find something pink. That's feminine. 1:44 on the clock. Oh my gosh, look, and this says mom. This pink one says mom. Something about her mom. What Broadway star was California Here I Come written for? Al Jolson. Broadway star, California Here I Come written for. Her mom may have pressured her to be ultra feminine, to may have her mom may have Uptown Girl right here. Her mom may have encouraged her, knowing that she had expressed this to her. What girl's been living in her uptown world? Yeah. Her mom may have kind of, and this is for entertainment purposes only, I cannot prove this. This is all alleged, but what I'm getting energetically is that her mom could have been a major influence for pushing her into going in California Here I Come, into going to be famous, because her mom saw a gift within her but ignored the psychological thing she was going through. She's wanted her to just look like a uptown girl, like just find something pink and wear it, just stop being stop being so masculine, you're a girl. Wow. That's horrible. Let's do another pink one. Ophelia. Hi, Ophelia. Thanks for being here. I got another mom. Pink, and I'm choosing pink because she said find something pink. What handsome sax player led the Casa Loma Orchestra? Glenn Gray. Her mom may have orchestrated even her love life. Her mom may have orchestrated handsome players in her life that made her feel gray. Her mom may have been kind of like hello, goodbye, like almost like a handler for her in a way, trying to force her to do things to make her feel more feminine, more girly. Oh, sleep with a lot of men, you'll eventually like it, something like that. Here's a man that you'll think is cute, sleep with them or have a relationship with them, and eventually you'll forget that. I was just typing handler. Ah, Tony. Yeah, her mom's definitely some kind of handler for her. Can I have another pink one, Amy? Mom, is Oklahoma a state when the action in Oklahoma begins? No. Is Oklahoma a state when the action in Oklahoma begins? No. Is Oklahoma a state when the action in Oklahoma begins? No. I'm not sure I understand that. A state of action begins. Something about Amy's mental state. Something about... what label did Blues Great Bessie Smith record for Columbia? Oh, a record deal begins. So when Amy Winehouse got her record deal, she wasn't in a mental state to really begin that kind of journey. I think Robin Reeds is absolutely right. Robin's Realm Readings got a message from Amy, and she sent it to me about how the pressure of being famous she wasn't ready for, because she was already in a really fragile state because she couldn't be herself and she was being rejected by her mom every time she told her mom, like, I feel different, I don't feel, something like that. Clorox bleach, really? If you're gonna be naughty, I'm gonna get you out of here. I'll give you one more chance. But if you're going to be naughty, I'm going to get you out. You can stay for the heels. I want everyone to be able to stay. But not if you're going to be hateful. Okay? I'll give you one more chance. So, that's really sad. I'm really sorry. So, she went into her record deal already being in a fragile state, but her mom kept pushing her because she was a good singer, and she could really... her mom saw that in her and pushed that on her before she was ready to really... before she really knew herself. She had to pretend. Her mom was like, just put something pink on, find something pink, just sleep with a bunch of men, you'll feel like a woman. As if sleeping with men is what makes you a woman. That's really sad. And Spirit said 100. So what else? I'm being drawn to these game cards, so let me have a moment of silence to just continue getting some energy. She was unstable. And she was angry. She had a lot of resentment. She was mad. She went into a record deal with the biggest blessing of being able to share her gift in the energy of resentment and conflict, because she couldn't be herself. And it affected her ability to create, which she couldn't evolve because she was being like a caricature. She was being what she thought a feminine energy should look like, like wear the leopard print and put the lipstick on and make your makeup all the time and look like a girl and you'll be a girl. This just fell out. It's like she was holding her breath to... like, someday I'll feel like I'm supposed to be this way. you know? She was holding her breath. Don't hold your breath. What's the question? The question of strength. It broke her. Uh, Holdall, that's funny, has held the title of strongest man in the world for 3 consecutive years. If there's one thing that weighs virtually nothing that he finds impossible to hold for more than a couple of minutes, what is it? His breath. Yeah. It was breaking her, or him, because she felt like a man. That's what Amy Winehouse is telling me. She felt like she, in her body, in her own skin, she was born a woman, but she felt like a man. And her mom forced her for money, to be this ultra feminine singer. But Amy, you could make us money, and that's nonsense. You were born a woman. Be a woman. Find something pink to wear. This says 2 fathers and 2 sons enter a shop and spend $150 each. The shopkeeper takes $450. What happens to the rest? Only 3 men entered the shop, a son, father, and grandfather. Yeah. It says 2 fathers and 2 sons. I don't know if she has a brother or a sister or shit. Yeah, she felt like she may have her brother from a different father or something. Where her brother may have known that she felt more like a brother than a sister. She didn't have a lot of support around her that was validating the way she truly felt. She was living her life for other people, for money, so her family could have money, because she wanted to be accepted. She wanted to be accepted by her peers, and so she thought that this was the way to do it, and it was her ultimate demise, because it got her into a lot of trouble, because she was searching for people to accept her, and she was constantly getting rejected because she rejected herself. Family rivals. Yeah, her family was not the best support system for this, what she was feeling. She was not feeling supported. She felt isolated. She felt alone. She felt like nobody understood her. Nobody wanted to understand her. To relieve the boredom during a tedious trial, a newspaper reporter passed this note to his colleague. What did the note mean? The note meant that he thought the defendant was innocent. She may have done things because she was bored with her life, because she didn't want to dress up like a girl. She didn't want to wear lipstick. She didn't want to. That's why everything was so exaggerated, the big hair and the big liner, because it was almost like she was like mocking it, like, okay, this is who I am, well, watch this. She rebelled against the societal norms that were put in front of her, that she had to him that she was forced to portray. And so it became like too much for her. It was too much to bear, to having to every day wake up and pretend to be this character. And so she would lash out. She rebelled. She didn't have a support system. She felt alone and isolated. And it got her into relationships that were mirroring that were driving her mad. They were mirroring how she felt inside. She was having relationships that rejected her, that didn't accept her, that made her feel less than, because that's how it works. They were constantly showing her what she needed to face, but she couldn't unpack it. She'd already, I mean, imagine being a celebrity where you've come out, where you're a woman and you've already established yourself, you got albums under your belt, and now all of a sudden, she felt like she couldn't say that I really feel like I'm a boy. She felt like she couldn't say that. So it drove her mad. It essentially drove her mad. That's so sad. If we just, if we stop judging people and just accepted that there's infinite possibilities to how you experience the earth realm. Infinite possibilities. There's not one way to experience it, despite what our societal norms force us to believe. There's so many different ways, and if we could just come from a level of empathy and understanding that everybody's journey is different and that it's meant to be the way it is, and we should just allow people to express themselves the way they want instead of telling them how they should be. This is a thing. This is a thing that happens. This is a thing that happens. Sometimes people are born into the wrong bodies, or that's how they feel. Whether it's some kind of chemical imbalance, whether it's on a soul level, who are us? Who are we to dissect that and tell people that that's wrong to feel? You can't tell people how to feel. They feel how they feel, whether it's mental, spiritual, or emotional. It doesn't matter. That's how they feel at the time. So something about 1995, this could have been something she started to realize during that time in class, maybe in school. She started to realize that she was an enigma. She was an egg enigma. What came first, the chicken or the egg? She wasn't sure what she came first. Did she feel this way because of her trauma, or was she born this way? She wasn't sure, but she was an enigma to herself. And so she was constantly worried about her weight, the way she looks, like a peak. She was constantly peacocking because she wanted to appear greater than she felt. She wanted to appear greater than she felt. And she didn't want to be a joke. She didn't want people to make fun of her. So she would peacock herself. That's why she would always, one thing about Amy Winehouse I noticed is that no matter how high she was, how drunk she was, no matter what she was going through, she always had her makeup on. She always was dressed up. She always had her hair like huge. And so she felt like that was a way to keep up the facade. So because she was afraid of people rejecting her. That's why. That is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Peacocks do not lay eggs. Peacocks do not lay eggs, is what it says. She didn't want the life of a woman. She didn't want to lay eggs. She didn't want to she didn't want to have kids. She didn't want to be, I don't know. She might not even have wanted to be in relationship with men, but she didn't know anything else because her mother at a young age may have forced relationships on her that she didn't want, because her mom was like, you're a girl, just, be with boys and eventually you'll feel like a girl. Let there be light. You enter a deserted house late at night. Inside there is an oil lamp, a gas fire, and a stove full of wood. You have only one match, however, so which should you light first? The match. How can Princess Sophia be 1 year old and 9 months old at the same time? She's a racehorse. Yeah, she was a racehorse. She was just a show pony. She was just all a show. Oh, see? You just don't know what people are going through just because of what they show you. Amy felt like a pretender, leaving her feeling empty. Yes. And Spirit said hollow tree. She felt hollow because she never She couldn't be authentically herself, and that's why it's so important for you to honor the way you feel. If you're gay, be gay. If you feel like a boy, be a boy. Do what makes you feel good emotionally. And when you don't do it, you're just going to be in resentment and anger. Who cares if your mom disagrees with how you feel? You can't allow people who aren't able to have empathy or compassion for how you're expressing yourself to be in your life. She should have had her mom, left her mom. Irrational impulses. It left her making irrational impulses. And I have egg enigma again. Because she was an enigma. She didn't get herself. So she was doing substances and drugs to escape. And she was painting her face. And she was trying to make music in this state. And it just kept puzzling her because that's not what she was meant to do. Her family portrait had no color. She had no family support that she needed. Maybe they claimed to be there for her and they were in her life, but they never actually accepted the way she felt about herself. And she had expressed this at a young age. And they were outraged by what she said, and it took her treasure away from her. It took her light away from her. She became some kind of pony show where she was there just for people's amusement in the ocean. She was out in the middle of the ocean alone, floating aimlessly like a cork. She had no control over her life, over how she felt. All she did was wake up and pretend to put her mask on, and it drove her mad. It drove her to drink and to do substances, and it made her not eat. She couldn't eat. It really just was the downfall of her, not being able to be her authentic self. What would you have changed, Amy, if you do your life review and you could do it over? What would you have changed? What would you change? If you could do it over again, if you've taken your life review and you've looked over the data, what would you have done differently? What would you have done differently? What would you have done differently? Balance. She would have found balance. She was an unbalanced person because she didn't want to, it was too far for, she felt like it was too far for her to unpack for growth. This was in reverse. For her evolution, because she had already gone so long into her incarnation.
Let's play a game.
Pretending to let's play a game.
Binding ceremony.
Pretending to be something she wants. She was binded to the choices she made already. She bound herself to this inauthentic version of herself that she couldn't escape. So she couldn't find balance, and it led her to not be able to expand or to grow. I cannot make it up. I can't make it up. It led to her death because she couldn't look in the mirror, and it affected her creativity, and it cut the flow off from source, so she couldn't find her creativity anymore, and that brought her great pain because she didn't know how to move on from here. It cut her off from her intuition. It put her in a state of ideation where she had to be an idealized version of who she was supposed to be, and who she was a mystery to her, and she felt rejected and frustrated, and she never slept about it. She was like a ghost of herself because she was constantly in fear of being authentic because she was rejected. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your truth with us. I'm so grateful. What is the advice you have for people who are going through this? What's the advice that you have? What's the advice you have for people who are afraid to be authentic, that are not able to be connected to source, to have intuition of how to come out of this. What's your advice for them? What's your advice and guidance for them? Serenity. Find peace. Find a way to make peace with that. It's not, you can't live your life for other people. Through love, release, and do inner work. And I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. If she would have
Precautions.
If she would have just been honest with herself, she was in a place where everybody loved her. Everybody loves her. Everybody still loves her. If she wanted to come out about the truth about who she really felt she was, it would have allowed her to be authentic and we would have accepted her the way that she was. But she felt like she would be rejected just like her parents and her family rejected her when she shared her truth with them. And so she carried that with her, and it didn't allow her to have peace. She was constantly in a state of resentment. She didn't, like I said, she was at a crossroads. Do I choose to be famous and live this life this way, or do I choose to possibly be rejected by my record label and my parents and the world and be who I really feel I am? She was at a crossroads. She didn't choose the one that made her feel good emotionally. She didn't choose the thing that made her feel good emotionally. And that's the thing that I'm learning in real time by my own spirit team, is that your emotions are your GPS. If it doesn't make you feel good emotionally, if it's constantly making you feel bad and like rejected and like you have to pretend and put up a mask, then that's not for you. And sometimes being authentic to yourself isn't going to be the easiest route. It's not going to be the most accepted by people around you. But if people don't accept you the way that you are and love you unconditionally, then those aren't the people you want in your life. And I think that's something that he is really realizing in their life review. It affected his positive thinking. And look at this. Because Amy Winehouse felt like she was born a girl, but he felt like a boy. Okay? And I don't know if it happened through a trauma or if they were born that way. I don't even think Amy knows that. But something in 1995 may have solidified this feeling, or that's when they may have said something to
50.
the parent. 50, yeah, 50-50. Could be a little bit of both. Amy wishes she would have had more courage to do what was right for her. To do what was right for her and to not doubt what she was being led to. That I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. She was at a crossroads where she could choose to be famous and continue to be this fake persona that she created that wasn't actually who she was. Or she could have chose to possibly be rejected by the whole world and be who she wanted to be, which was possibly a boy. And she chose the wrong path. And it didn't help her with her creativity. It stunted her growth. And it put her in a constant cycle of not being able to be to be herself. I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to honor and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. Thank you so much, Amy. It's a beautiful message. I'm so happy that you were able to share that with us. Thank you for coming to us to share your human experience. And I'm sorry that you didn't get to be authentic. Thank you for the guidance for those going through the same thing. Find your peace, you guys. You don't have to be what other people want you to be accepted. Spirit said Allie and Brandon. You don't have to be what people want you to be accepted. If you want to be yourself, be authentic, and those who are meant to be in your life will be attracted to you, and those who are not will fall away. And that's okay. There's certain people in your life that you don't have to have in your life to be who you want to be. People loved who they thought she was, not who she thought she was. Yes, yes, Tony, I agree. So, thank you so much, Amy, for that beautiful message. We wanted to close this session out with some spirit suggestions for you guys for the new year and how to close this cycle out, because once it hits January 1st, the cycle will end and you have this slot of time to kind of clean things up, to clear things up, to reconcile things, to look at things before the cycle ends so you don't have to bring it into the next year. Not that a catastrophe will happen, but whatever is meant to stay in the old cycle, we should let it stay in the old cycle. So we wanted to get some messages from Spirit that would allow us to have some suggestions, some guidance to help us do that. So Spirit, what do you think? What are the messages? What is some guidance you have for us to close out the new year for the collective? If there's any, obviously Amy Winehouse's story is a big one, to start living authentically, for those of you who are living in an authentic life and you're feeling unhappy, to look at the things that you're sacrificing for other people in order to be accepted by other people. Yeah, to be loved for who you are presenting instead of who you actually are, to look at those things. That's one thing that Spirit definitely wants us to understand about ourselves. Being honoring my childhood psychic gift is something that I was not honoring my whole life up until 4 or 5 years ago. In my own experience, I was pretending like that wasn't me, and so I would experience things and Spirit trying to call me to my calling, and I would ignore it. Oh, I'm gonna cry, because I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want, in the past, the whole reason that I stopped sharing my experiences with people at a young age is because I was being rejected, and I was being made to feel like I was wrong and I was silly, and what are you, crazy, and that's not a good feeling. And so I learned to turn it off positively so people would love me. And through a series of traumatic incidences, which we all go through in life, you can't escape this life without going through trauma, they became spontaneously activated, and I was at my own crossroads where I had to either choose to accept that this is real and this is something I experience on a daily basis, or I keep ignoring it and I go down the path I was going down, which wasn't a good path. And so I realized that if I accept this part about myself and I move forward, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to reject me, and I have to be able to, in my learning of my special gift from God, which everybody has, I was in relationship with Spirit, and I relied on Spirit to give me guidance and to give me love and to make me feel that level of self-love where I didn't need other people's validation, and I could still be myself and life would still go on and I would still be all right. And so I really resonate with Amy's message. I really do. I know what that's like on a different level, and I really feel for her. And if I had been like a celebrity with the whole world looking at me, yeah, it would have been 10 times harder to really accept myself. Amy was 12 and 95 going through puberty. Yep. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Spirit's always telling this to me. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Things that we make a big deal are usually not a big deal. And that's so funny because I just said the world will go on. Life will go on.
Religious artifacts.
Life will go on whether you worry about it or not. And sometimes we have to pick and choose our battles a little better about what we give our energy to. We often give our energy, to a lot of work things or things that don't really serve the highest good for ourselves in the long term. And we focus on it so much that it becomes a weight on our shoulders, and we are operating in that energy because we're so worried about the outcome of something, or the way we will be perceived, or the way that, what people think about us, or, there's so many things to worry about. So Spirit says in the new energy to come, take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Let's be a little bit more, what did Abraham Hicks say? She said, more deliberate sifters, picking and choosing what to give our energy to a little more deliberately, instead of worrying about everything, and creating more stress for ourselves. So I like that. Beautiful. What else? What else, Spirit? What else? What are other suggestions? Humility. Humility. Allow me, Divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Yes. Don't worry about having to do everything. Admit to yourself that you can't get it all done. You can't get it all done and it's never finished. You can't get it all done and it's never finished. Have the humility to ask for help. Know that you're not perfect. Nobody's meant to be perfect. There has to be a point in time where you stop putting everything on your own shoulders to get done, or to control, or to feel like you have to have your hand in everything in order to feel like you have control. There's no such thing as control. Have enough humility to just release that, and you'll take the weight off your shoulders by allowing yourself to ask for help. And that's one thing that we've learned, that the divine or spirit is always here for you. They never leave. It is us who pinch off the receptivity to having spiritual guidance. And when you do that, it's because you think you have to do everything yourself, or you don't want to ask for help because you don't want to appear weak, or you feel like you're not going to be good enough if you're not always doing something or having your hand in everything, or you have no control. Those are all illusions. None of that is good. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. You have good energy too. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. So Spirit says to have humility, have the humility to release the need to control everything. Have enough humility to know that it doesn't you don't have to get it all done, and it'll never be finished. So if you're looking or searching for that feeling that you need to have some kind of end game where you feel like you've completed something, that'll never happen, because we're meant to be expanders. We're expansionists. We only feel good when we're constantly looking for new ways to experience things, when we're creating, when we're allowing ourselves to be seen authentically. The world is blessed to have you. Yes, I love that. Know that you're worthy. Know that you are pure positive energy having a human experience. You are 100% pure positive energy in a human body having a human experience, and that you are worthy of getting divine guidance. You're worthy of getting help. You are worthy of being helped. You're worthy of having everything you want. You have to feel worthy if you want to receive abundance. I'm a lady in Australia. I'm a lady in Rhode Island. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your energy so much. The world, I were blessed to have you, Tony. Blessed to have you. Divine flow. Yeah, Amy said she cut herself off from the divine flow by rejecting herself. She rejected herself, and so rejected her experience, and rejected the flow of receptivity from divine source. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others: to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. You're not going to be connected to your intuition, to spirit guidance, if you're constantly rejecting yourself and rejecting others and being in an energy of rejection. When you're in an energy of judgment and rejection, you don't receive guidance because that's not matching your natural state of pure positive energy. So it's not about being perfect. It's about accepting with humility that not everything is going to go perfectly the way we want it, and not everything has to. And it's up to you to find the joy in those moments where it's not going the way that you expect it, and to let go of the expectation that it needs to go a certain way for you to be happy. Not every single situation can fit the way you need it to be happy. That's not how you find happiness. You have to figure out a way to be happy now, to release all the things that give you pressure and stress, and to find joy in that moment and be in the state of happiness now, and then you will receive happiness. You can't look for things outside of yourself to fit how you need them to be in order to be happy and then expect to be happy. That's not how it works. Solar plexus chakra in reverse. So the thing that Spirit wants us to be aware of is our solar plexus chakra, the taking action, in reverse. Let me read it. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. It's in reverse. So Spirit would suggest before the new year's up to start asking yourself those questions. How do I want to be perceived? Who am I to become? What do I want to be? Only Jesus can let us rest from depression and stress. Well, see, then Jesus can help you if you ask him for help. And Jesus is Yeshua. You can ask Yeshua for help for what you can do as an individual source of God having a human experience. What can I do to alleviate my stress? But again, you're looking outside of yourself to fix something that's not wrong with you. You're depressed and stressed because you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be a certain way and to show up a certain way and to make sure that you always look a certain way and that everyone perceives you to be perfect and that you never do any wrong, and so you have to remember that our ascended masters are not here to do it for us, but are here to guide us in how we can do it for ourselves. And one of the things that Spirit is guiding us in this reading is to start asking ourselves, who do we want to be? Who do we want to become? What are the things that are holding us back? What is our willpower at? Where's our discipline at and our self-control? What are we doing for self-care? What are we doing to have a reciprocal relationship with Spirit? How are we asking for help? How are we not asking for help? How are we showing up authentically? How much are we pretending to be a certain way that we're not? Who's in our lives that we feel we have to put up a mask for, that stunts us from being who we are? Goddess within, Christ consciousness. Do ye not know that you're... Yes, exactly. Yeshua did not want us to worship him, but Yeshua was an example of what Christ consciousness looks like. Christ consciousness is having a direct line to God, and anybody can do it. Yeshua said anybody could do it. That was the whole point of his incarnation, was to show us what it looked like. And when you're in Christ consciousness, you don't need any validation outside of yourself because you have everything you need within you. You are your own guidance. You look within yourself, and you're not afraid to be authentic, no matter who rejects you. And that's a big message from Yeshua and our ascended master. He's someone who walked in his divine energy in Christ consciousness, no matter how it looked on the outside to people who didn't understand the connection to God, and who pretended to have a connection to God. And so that's a really big message. I think that Yeshua was an example even though he was rejected by many, he was also loved by a lot more. So there's going to be people who are going to reject you, but it's up to you to not care, to not care, to know that if you follow how you feel emotionally, and if something makes you feel good
Cry.
emotionally, oh, Spirit said cry. And if you allow yourself to feel your emotions and to get those people energy clearing, to clear those energies out of you or out of your field that make you feel like you have to be something you're not, that's what you should be doing. That's what you should be focusing on. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes, I believe in Yeshua. Yeshua is an ascended master. Yes, and I talk to him all the time, and he's a beautiful soul. Oh, hey, Paula. I love you, Paula. Thank you. I love you, Paula. You have such good energy. You always have. So, the advice from Spirit for coming into the new year is to start reflecting on what kind of stressors you have in your life, what kind of things you're pressuring yourself to accomplish or to be or to do, that is not that serious. It's not that serious, because Spirit always says we're here to have fun. It's supposed to be fun, and we make it so not fun by putting so much pressure on us and making ourselves feel like we have to be a certain way or do certain things. Solar plexus is the seat of desire. Reverse means to have your desires under control. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, there's a difference between how you feel and what you desire. Sometimes what you desire isn't necessarily what you need. You know, just because you want something doesn't mean that you're going to get it, and it doesn't mean that it's what you need. Sometimes you have to be in the seat of I have everything I need, and anything that I need will come to me. When you're in a seat of desire and you are desiring something, wanting a certain outcome, hey Boyer, you're chasing. You're going to be repelling what you want because you're telling the universe you don't have it. So you gotta, and when you're around energies that don't match what you need, when you constantly keep having energy in your field that people around you that don't match what you need, the love you need, and you keep them in your energy, it keeps you at a level of not being able to manifest properly. So, and it keeps you in a state of inauthenticity. So who cares if you lose people? Those people aren't for you anyway. Who cares if you lose that job? That job, you don't like that job. That job makes you unhappy to go to every day. If you can't find the joy in things that make you don't feel joy, take it as a sign that maybe you should release that. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of releasing things that don't make you feel good emotionally. Is Buddha a good God? Well, Buddha's not God. Buddha's an ascended master. Oh my gosh, Clorox bleach.
Just like
Wow. You gotta do some energy clearing, Clorox bleach. There's something going on with you. There's something going on with you that you need to release. Yes. And it hurts. Yes, definitely. It's gonna hurt. It's like a band-aid. You just gotta rip it off real quick, but it's gonna hurt. No, I'm always like this. Well, I'm sorry for you that you're in a state of, I don't know what that is, but I hope that you find healing. I send you good energy. I send you peace and love for you to heal that little hole in your heart that's releasing all that negativity. Okay. I love you so much. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Amy, for sharing your message with us. I am so grateful for all of you for being here. Thank you for being with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.